I think our marketing strategy at Pizza X and many of our other One World companies, we try to do things a little bit differently. And I think we've tried over the years to be, rather than using traditional forms of advertising, we've wanted to be engaged and involved with our community. And that takes many forms. It is labor intensive to a degree for us to operate in that realm, because it's rather than just some ad agency buying media time, it involves a person actually communicating with another person and being involved in events and that kind of thing. We've also tried to look for ways that we can create value with our marketing investment, and like, not create value as an intellectual exercise, but I mean like really create value. And I think maybe a good example of that is our Pizza X 22-ounce plastic cup. We've been serving drinks in that same cup. I mean, essentially the same cup. It's different colors and different printing on it, but essentially that same cup since about the late 1980s. And I'm sure they're all over the world now. And to us, back in the day when we started using those cups instead of styrofoam cup, and we still feel like it today, that it was worth the extra 15 cents that we put into that cup for the added use that someone would get out of it. It's also, we feel like, the added branding that we get out of it, because our face and our name is in front of people. But it's also important to us that there's a secondary use for things. Personally, I've always very much been concerned with waste issues and single-use things that are made out of petroleum products just really bother me. Our cups are made out of petroleum products, and I sometimes even have the argument with myself, well, if our Pizza X cup weighs twice as much as a throwaway cup, are we really doing the environment any benefit by serving drinks in these cups just because they're reusable? And what I come down with is, yes, we do, because if people can use those cups 20 times or 50 times or 200 times before they end up getting recycled or thrown away, then hopefully that's replacing other single-use things that would have been used. And another strategy that we use with our discounting that I want to talk a little bit about, that I think goes different, that's distinct from our chain competitors. The standard price strategy that I see in use with the big pizza chains has not really changed much in the last 20 years that I've noticed. They'll usually send out printed materials, either direct mail or as parts of mail bundles, and there'll be anywhere from 6 to 20 coupons on that sheet for deals on pizza. And I look at those, and it just boggles my mind. I find it terribly confusing, because when you look at that sheet of coupons, that one's a better deal than another one. There's a little bit of a bait and switch going on, and frankly, I find it a little distasteful. So we decided years and years ago that we were going to have a deep discount special that involved a pizza and sticks and drinks, and we were going to offer it all the time, and people weren't going to have to use a coupon for it, and we were going to keep that priced as a deep discount and price it just as well as we could and run a much higher food cost on it, but that was going to be our deal. And we weren't going to make anybody watch the paper or tell anybody when they called that to get this deal they had to go search out a coupon. I mean, it's really kind of silly. So hence the Big Ten bargain was born. And when we started the Big Ten bargain, it was actually it was $10, tax included, and now it's now 20 years later, it's about 40% more. It's $13.95, but it's the same product. And it's still available without a coupon, and anytime somebody wants to get it. And we're just committed to that. We don't want to force people to jump through hoops to get a good deal on a product. So you can expect us to keep doing that. The Big 10 bargain is now called the Big X bargain since we changed our name to Pizza X, but of course the X is the Roman numeral 10. We don't tell the Big 10 conference that, but you know what we're talking about. A key competitive advantage that we have is that we're a local business, but that we also understand the value of data and systems, and we use that to run our business. Often you don't find local businesses that have that understanding, and of course the companies that have that understanding are usually much larger, and they simply have a hard time being local. So we have a nice balance of those two things. Being local means a lot of things for us. It means we're closer to our consumers. It means we really strive to keep a flat organization. You'll often see me visiting the restaurants. We have a farm west of town that we're going to gradually develop into an agritourism sustainable farming model. We're involved in the community, and it just gives us a different approach to business than you find with a company that's running a business in Bloomington but ownership doesn't live here. So I think we're in a world today that we're gradually we notice those things, and we notice how spending money locally contributes to our quality of life. And these were ideas that haven't been in the forefront of people's consciousness for quite a while. And we like it. We like doing business this way. One decision that we're wrestling with at Pizza X is whether or not to make online ordering accessible to our customers, web ordering for pizza. Our large chain competitors have been doing online ordering for a number of years now, and they seem to, when I read about them in the media, they're very proud, and they throw out numbers like 20, 30%, or even more that online is delivering that much percent of their orders. There's some pros and cons to doing online ordering, as you might guess, and I'll just throw out a couple of them that we've been facing. Some of the pros are pros to going with online ordering is one, A, some of our biggest competitors are doing it. B, there may be some labor cost savings because if customers are putting in their own orders, we're saving time on the phones of having to take down orders and potentially making mistakes. One of those hidden things is that if you put an online order in and you make a mistake, well, it's your mistake. Where if we take an order down wrong, regardless, well, if we take an order that's not what the customer wants, it's our mistake. That's just the way we treat it. So there's some efficiency gains. There's a sense perhaps that it's easier for customers to order online, and many people want to do that instead of calling on the phone to order pizza. And that's sort of where we run up against this brick wall, because we, in our mind, we say, is it a better experience for our customer to order online or to call in an order? We think that it's hard to improve on the telephone in terms of a quick and easy way to order a pizza for delivery. To me, it's quicker and easier than doing it online. If you can, you got our number on speed dial and you call up, and A, if the phone person is professional and helpful, and B, if the person's not put on hold or not put on hold very long, and know what they want, and the phone person who takes the order is knowledgeable, then it can be a very smooth and fast transaction. Maybe better than an online transaction can be. So what we wrestle with internally in the company is in whether or not to make the investment into what it would take to do online ordering is, are we better putting those resources into constantly improving our the job we do on the phones, so that if we don't go online ordering, perhaps we can be absolutely unquestionably the only place that somebody wants to call in a phone order, a phone pizza to. Because we think probably as online ordering gets more and more common, that gradually the service in our competitors is going to fall off because they just aren't as focused on the phones as they used to be, or that we are.